Okay, for the first part of this shoot, I'm going to talk about the key light that I'm going to be lighting up Widow here with. And what I want to do is kind of emulate the effect of a beauty dish that would typically be used in kind of fashion, editorial, beauty shoots, you know, more in the real world than this funny world of toy photography we're in. And the problem with a beauty dish is, you know, they're probably about that big, you know, bigger than the frame that you're looking at in the camera. Way too big for toys. Obviously, Black Widow is 6th scale, so even for 6th scale, a normal real size beauty dish would be too big. And you know, if you're going down to like 6-inch, 3.75-inch figures, they're just going to be too big to get the effect. So, to explain what they do, it's worth looking at this, which is what we're actually going to use for our beauty dish. So this is a lamp I picked up at IKEA. It's a really good lamp. The main reason I got it is because of this bulb. If you're interested, it's called ToyShooter, I think. The coating inside of it is completely white, just like a beauty dish. I've got an LED bulb in the middle of it. The one that came with it from IKEA was too warm. The colour temperature of it was, I forget what it was, but yeah, it gave off too much of an orange cast. So I've managed to find this LED bulb that I got from a supply warehouse, which is about, let me check the rating on it. It's 6,000 Kelvin, so it's just edging into being a little bit cool, but for most kind of photography lights, I think you'd be looking at about 5,600 Kelvin for like just perfect white. Certainly having looked at this and some photos I've shot with it, it does an almost perfect job. So the idea with this is it's kind of the shape of a beauty dish. Now, it's obviously a bit deeper, it's a bit more parabolic. Beauty dishes tend to be a bit flatter, but they have that kind of parabolic shape. And what happens with a beauty dish is there is kind of an inner, I don't know the word for it, but there's a kind of cover metal dish that is over the main light source that you'd have in a beauty dish, which stops the central bulb coming through and illuminating whatever you're pointing at. Then most beauty dishes have a reflector, like this little mirror, where the central light source will hit that, bounce back into you know, this inside area and project out the sides. So if you were to look at one of these things directly, what you'd see is a black spot in the middle and then light coming around it. So why do we want to light things like this? Why do we want to light people using one of these beauty dishes? The best thing to think about is trying to light a black ball. If you get a torch and shine it at a black ball, try and think about what the light's going to look like. You're going to get one hot spot of light where most of the light is hitting the ball, and then as the ball curves off, you know, the light's going to trail off. Now, the thing with a ball is a head is kind of like a ball. So if I just took this lamp and kind of fired it at Widow, as you'll see when we get into the shoot in the next video, you'll see what happens is the head acts like a ball. You get a kind of hot spot of white, and then you get a light fall off, which doesn't look very nice. So certainly for sort of fashion beauty shots, it's not what we want. So the idea in the kind of cover in the middle is it knocks out that central light. And so when the light hits your subject, it kind of has a more even effect over the face, but then you still got a kind of nice roll off of the light on the sides of the face. And this gives a very flattering, nice look, which is why it's used in fashion beauty shoots all the time. So what I'm going to do, as you've probably guessed from me waving this thing around, this is a little mirror my wife gave me on the condition I'd buy her a new one, that, you know, she normally has in a handbag. So for my DIY beauty dish, I'm literally going to do no more than tape this across the centre of this lamp. Ideally, I'd want one a little bit wider. You can see it's not quite going to cover all the light coming off this bulb, but the bulb here is already diffused, so it'll do. Best we can come up with on short notice. So in the next video, I'm going to start putting all this lighting together, walk you through this light, the rest of the lights, and you'll see how I put this together and what this ends up looking like. See you in the next part.